I would like to talk to you about humanity's relationship to the animal world. A relationship that is profoundly irrational, contradictory, and outright strange. Please consider the following aspects of this relationship. Number one, as human beings, we anthropomorphize or project our human qualities onto animals. Two, we keep animals as pets. Three, we stick animals behind bars for the purpose of our entertainment. Four, we use animals as symbols of power or intelligence. Five, we eat animals. Six, we mourn the rapid extinction of animals, and yet, seven, we exploit animals and their natural habitats. How have we gotten to this point, where so much of our experience with the fellow creatures that inhabit this planet has become so self-serving? What happened to notions of the animal's well-being? So rarely do we see these creatures for their inherent worth, as opposed to how they can serve us. My goal today is to reflect on some of the ways humankind's relationship with the animal world is fundamentally flawed. I seek to challenge you to think critically about solutions for how to establish a healthier relationship with animal life. This is a complex set of ideas, and for the sake of brevity, I would like to share with you three big ideas. The first big idea arises from how the media portrays animals and how this portrayal warps and changes human perception of the natural world. Think back to your earliest memories of animals. Perhaps these will be abundant with the colorful picture books, cartoons, and Disney films that colored our childhoods. Major players may include the big bad wolf, wise old owl, or sly fox. The issue here is that these animal caricatures embody distinctly human characteristics. And rarely do we see these characters reflect the more complex reality of an individual living creature. While these characters may be very successful at creating a more saleable, marketable, profitable product, these characters view animals like humans, making it very difficult to separate animal facts from the fiction of human constructions. The consequences of such a separation can be illustrated by the media's portrayal of shark attacks. Sharks are famously portrayed as the villain or baddie of any story, famed for their vicious, dangerous qualities. Think of the movie Jaws, for example. Sharks are famed for their ability to evoke terror, fear in an audience. However, this emotion is blown completely out of proportion. Most shark species are relatively harmless, and shark attacks are rare, attributed to just 10 deaths annually. Sharks, which play a key role in marine food chains, receive less support for their conservation, as opposed to their animal counterparts, which may be portrayed as more cuddly, cute, or desirable in some kind of way. The hippopotamus, by contrast, receives more positive media attention, perhaps for its silly-sounding name or round appearance. It may be quite surprising to find out, therefore, that hippos are responsible for upwards of 500 human deaths annually. The media has an incredible power to shape public perception. Social media specifically played a key role in perpetuating practices that cause animal species extreme harm. This leads me to my second big idea. Our strange perception of animals, built from our earliest days, leads easily to the commodification of animal life. What do I mean by this? Animals are often marketed as an experience, valued for their ability to delight and entertain human audiences. As a result, the animal loses autonomy over its life and is reduced to its ability to please the human eye. Owning a pet can be a beautiful thing. Perhaps you've dreamed of owning a tiger, an elephant, maybe a polar bear. You might equate this experience to that of owning a cat, dog, or goldfish, perhaps. In fact, this assumption fundamentally ignores the nature of very different animals. Where would you draw the line between what animals are acceptable to be kept as pets? Unfortunately, the daydream of owning a tiger or elephant conflicts with hundreds of years of selective breeding. Domesticated animals like dogs or sheep have been genetically adapted and selectively bred over generations to be tolerant of living alongside humans. They are genetically distinct from wild animals, the elephants, tigers, even sharks, that haven't evolved to live alongside humans. Taming is not the same as domestication. While a wild animal may be tamed, they may become accustomed to living alongside human beings, they remain genetically wild and will never truly be domesticated. Consumer drive to use animals for amusement and companionship ignores these fundamental distinctions, glossing over the natural way of the natural world and viewing all animals as suitable for human ownership. The fact of the matter is this is simply untrue. The consequences of the exotic pet trade are felt by millions of animals affected by rampant poaching worldwide. This has decimated numbers of Madagascar's radiated tortoise and caused the endangered status of the African gray parrot, for example. Social media and the rise of e-commerce have been major drivers, as it has become more easy for sellers to advertise the sale of live animals online. Popular videos of slow lorises eating rice balls, for example, went viral and led to the rampant poaching of the wide-eyed primate. Videos masquerading as funny or cute often mask more serious underlying suffering. How bizarre is it that we sit back and watch a chimpanzee prance around wearing human clothing and laugh? That we come upon a video of an owner and their pet lynx and think, where do I get one? This is distinctly unnatural. Again, we return to the degree of separation that we have reached from the natural way of the natural world. We have normalized the use of animals for human entertainment, even when it's at their expense. My third big idea refers to the massive consequence of our exploitation of animals on the natural world. Whether we realize it or not, we are in the midst of a mass extinction event. Today's rate of extinction is hundreds or even 1,000 times that of the natural baseline rate. Human-caused factors such as habitat exploitation, pollution, and climate change have all contributed to the damaging of wild spaces and the decimation of animal populations. Ask yourself, what future do you think there is for these natural environments? As human industry continues to strip natural resources and leach into wild environments, valuable habitats will continually be destroyed. This leaves fewer and fewer areas for animals to live out their natural existence in wild spaces, with increasing instances of human intervention. Following this trend, animals will be forced to live out their lives in human-managed systems at sacrifice of their natural behavior. It is clear there is a dire need for a change of mindset as we seek to maintain the integrity of natural systems amidst increasing human demands. We can think, therefore, about redefining our relationship with the animal world in the following 3 ways. Number 1, we develop an understanding of animals based on research, fact, scientific information, as opposed to human projections. We should not rely on fiction, but on the facts we know about these creatures. Number 2, we acknowledge the value of animal life that exists independent of human beings, to celebrate animals for their inherent worth as opposed to how they can serve us. And lastly, we protect the integrity of wild spaces and value the ability for animals to live out their natural behaviors independent of human beings. Going forward, it is essential that we ask ourselves, are we prepared to share the planet with the animal world? Or do we require animals to fit into our human agenda? Thank you.